Bye.
Hi everybody. We're having trouble with the internet still. The Facebook platform is not allowing me to start my broadcasting platform. Sent me a notification that 3 hours ago that there were still issues going on with the platform. So we're going to be doing a Facebook Live with Amy Combs. Hi Jamil. Lady J. Love you. Dave Wheeler. Love you, bro. I need to get my... Back. Trying to get my Bluetooth headset connected. Play a little Joe Nestor in the meantime, you guys. Please share this out. Amy is a peer support specialist in Kentucky. She made a very powerful and impactful video a couple weeks ago addressing the issue of labels and how they affect the way we look at ourselves and how people view us. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about what she does for a living. We're going to be going through her testimony, and it's really an honor to have her. Hi, Melanie Janae. Love you. Hi, Brandon. It's good to see you in here, guys. Please share this out. Share this out. There you are.
There. Let me get set up.
Okay. Take your time. We're going to let the audience build up a little bit. I was kind of giving them a little insight into who you are and what we're going to be doing.
Okay.
So, you look wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Venetia. How are you? Let's see. Dave Wheeler. I love you, brother. Hi, Joy. Hi, Sam. It's good to see you in here, brother. Hi, Amy Baker. Wylane. It's good to see you in here as always. Darren Hawkins. Love you, bro. It's good to see you in here. Anybody know this song? Never Gonna Take My Soul. Love, love, love Joe Nestor. Need to check him out, Amy. I know you're kind of new to the online community and whatnot, but he is a staple for our music community. So,
Nice.
Amy, that video. First off, where are you joining us from today?
I am from Eastern Kentucky.
Eastern Kentucky. So it's a small community. Hi, Bradley Bagwell.
Yes, very small. It's a coal community.
So it's a coal mining community. And so we'll get back to that. But what I feel. I want to give you props for having the courage to do the video that you did where you were writing the words on your face,
Yeah.
those negative words, and then you wiped it off. And
yeah.
What was your thinking in creating that? And again, I want to give you props for having the courage to do that, to put it out there for people to take encouragement from it, to get a new perception on things, and to even maybe let people know, that you have been a person that struggled with addiction as well. So thank you for doing that for our community. Thank you for having the courage to do that. I really am. I'm grateful that you did that because it was very impactful. What was your thinking in creating that?
Thank you. You're cutting in and out a little bit, but I think we're good.
It's good on my end.
Okay. Okay. All right. So the video, though, I created the video because, well, in my line of work, I deal with addiction a lot, and what I found was a lot of people say that they kind of give up. They get into recovery, and they're finding that a lot of people say, well, they're worthless. They're not going to do any good. Just give them time. They're going to relapse. They'll be back on it. And and what I was finding is that a lot of people, they just give up, and they say, well, if that's what you think of me, then that's what I'm going to do, and they do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so with making the video, that's what I had in mind. I thought, because there's a theory behind it, the labeling theory,
Yes.
and which for those who don't know the labeling theory, it's once these labels are put on you, you start to believe them, and you will reenact these labels. You'll become the label. So I thought, we gotta change that view somehow and let people see that you don't have to be defined by that.
Absolutely.
Well, that's how it came about. Yeah.
It's such a powerful presentation of, if the words appeared on our body, how we felt about ourselves, that's what it would look like.
Yeah.
And then that
Right.
power of perception and changing that thinking to taking it off and then writing positive affirmations to combat that.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
great. You did a
Thank you.
fantastic job. And then, we've talked several times, and I keep saying that, it takes an amazing amount of skill to look in a mirror and write those words backwards. And you did a fantastic job. You've impacted a lot of people in the community. The video's been shared a lot. You have several thousand views on it, like 40 or 50 by now.
Yeah. It's a lot. I'm totally surprised. Didn't expect it. So
You did a fantastic job. So your day-to-day life is very, very busy. And what you do for a living is you're a peer support specialist in your community. In addition
yes.
to going to college full time and being a mother full time and whatever
Right.
else your extracurricular activities that go along with that. Can you give us a job description and what your day looks like as a peer support specialist?
Peer support specialists are peer support is really cool because you're talking to someone who's been in those shoes. You talk to someone, you get a little extra support, a little extra guidance from people who's actually lived the life, who's been there. And oh gosh, we need so many more of them. On
Absolutely.
an average, on a busy day, I see a lot of people. I see in my community, we deal with a lot of drug abuse, and I see 80 to 100 people a day. On a slow day like today, I see 60.
That's a lot of people. A lot of people for a small coal mining community. That is a phenomenal amount of people. So, from your perspective, what are the advantages of having a peer support specialist facilitating groups and giving guidance in comparison to a licensed professional or a doctor? What are the advantages and what are the differences?
Well, I mean, for just to start, you are living proof. Like, you stand there as living proof. I mean, substance abuse communities, they feel very hopeless at times. And so you need someone in your presence to show that, you're not hopeless. You get through it.
Right.
So, and that's what peer support is. I mean, you're living proof that you can come through it. And then secondly, relation. You can relate, and which is good because often we feel like we're alone, and we're not alone.
We're not alone. Yes.
Yeah. So that to me is the advantage, and I think that's why it's so powerful.
Absolutely. And for the community, it is cost effective. You're not paying the hundreds of dollars per hour for a doctor that has never lived the experience that you have and can relate to your clientele. The people that are in your groups, the people you do one-on-ones with. I mean, you do a wide assortment of services for your clientele. I'm it's linking them up with community services, support groups. The food stamps. Those are community services.
Yeah.
But you are a role model in your community, and people come to you for answers. How does that feel?
Oh, I mean, it feels good. You know, it's very rewarding. It's emotionally, you know, challenging, but it's very rewarding. You know, I couldn't ask for a better job, to be honest.
That's
It's
awesome.
not it's not really a job if you have a passion for it. You know.
Absolutely. Everyone, anyone that's just joining, my guest tonight is Amy Combs from Eastern Kentucky. She's a peer support specialist. She's also has a video that is going semi-viral right now,
Yeah.
addressing the labeling issues and how we feel about ourselves, and not, it's about combating the stigma of addiction and giving hope to people that we can overcome this. No matter how far down we are, someone has made it out, and Amy is becoming a powerful voice in our community as an example that you can come from the very bottom of the bottom of the bottom and have a life of purpose and destiny and live a life beyond your wildest dreams. What was it like growing up for you?
You know, it's I had a great childhood. You know, I'm the youngest of four, so I'm the baby of the family. Uh, does not mean I was baby though. You know, we were raised to be very tough and strong and independent. Thank you, Mom. But I had a good childhood. I was active, very active in sports. Kentucky's a basketball state, you know.
Yes, it
So,
is. Yes, it is.
yeah. So, you know, basketball, baseball, cheerleading, dance. I was very active. My parents were very much involved. Uh, you know, I had a really good childhood. The thing is, I think, you know, growing up, families have roles. You know, everybody has a role. And for me, my sister, love her, my sister was the golden child. She was excellent at everything she did. Absolutely, you know, fantastic, especially basketball. Like I said, that's a big deal around here. And, you know, I was good at stuff. I was never excellent. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up a lot feeling kind of inferior to my sister, kind of lived in a shadow.
Gotcha.
And so, yeah. But I mean, I can't complain too much about my childhood. You know, I had a good childhood. I did. I remember we laughed a lot. We had a lot of fun. There was a lot of family, friends of the family around us. You know, it was not a bad childhood.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. So when did you start experimenting with drugs? Did you have something happen that push you in that direction, or was it an experimental type of thing? Did you have an injury,
Uh,
sports injury, or what happened?
well, I was a freshman in high school, and I had to transfer schools. Yeah, I transferred to a new school, and I didn't know anybody. You know, like I said, I wasn't really great at anything, but I found that I'm really good at being sociable. Imagine that.
Yeah.
But you know, I was very sociable, and just I got to this new school, and I just started hanging out with the wrong people. You know, doing things I shouldn't do, partying, drinking, doing drugs. You know.
Trying to fit in, and you just being it was a social activity for you in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, I found that, you know, even though I was good at being sociable, I was even more sociable when I was using. You know, I was even
Absolutely.
more center of attention. You know, yeah,
Yeah, it lowers your inhibitions, makes you a little funnier, makes you a little more attractive, a little more
yeah,
forward,
yeah.
confident.
At least at first, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
You know,
Absolutely.
so that's where I started. And I guess I was 16 is when I started, 15, 16 when I started doing that. Um, and then when I was 17, I actually got in a car wreck. So, like I said, I was already dabbling. I was already in, you know, doing things. But I got in that car wreck, and it had messed up it shifted my brain stem, is what it did,
Mm.
and which got
Hi,
me in
Corey
connection
Delgado.
with, but it got me in connection with doctors, and then I became, you know, I was prescribed opiates, very strong ones too, at
At what
17.
age was this?
17, yeah,
17.
Yeah, and so like I said, I was already in it. Now, don't get me wrong, I was in it, but me getting that prescription in my hand just sent me down. Like it just, you know, face first in it.
Mm,
Oh, yeah.
yes. So how, I mean, did you have a long-term prescription? Were you given a large amount at a young age? Well, like you said, you had already developed that addictive personality, and you
Yeah.
knew what you liked at that time, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was pain medication, opiates, and yeah, you're prescribed a large quantity, and not just one. You're prescribed what they call for breakthrough pain, and which is ridiculous. I didn't have it. I didn't need it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But yeah, it's like a like 180 a month plus another one, and then
Wow.
yeah, and as time went on, the prescription drugs only got stronger. So the longer I went on, the higher the dose and the higher, the medication.
Hmm.
So yeah, and
Wow.
yeah, but
So go ahead.
go ahead.
No,
Well,
you go ahead.
even with that though, it gets to a point where you run out of that too. So you got to go find other stuff as well. Yeah.
So where did that lead you with your addiction when you're obviously addicted to a high volume, high potency opioid?
Yeah.
Where did you go from there?
Oh boy, where have I been? Well, not only was I addicted to that, I was also addicted to chaos. So that was kind of part of it too. But
Yes.
you're never just addicted to one thing. It's a little bit of everything. But I
Absolutely.
have, oh my goodness, actually from that car wreck, I got a huge settlement. Blew it all. I have nothing to
Yes.
show for it. I've lost so much. I've been, oh my goodness, I've been homeless. I've lived in hotels. I've lived in what they would consider like a storage building, pretty much. I couldn't keep a job. Uh, Gosh, I've had legal problems because what I found was, I'm aggressive, my personality anyways. And what I found was with drugs attached to that, I'm even more aggressive, but in a
Yes.
very bad way. So I've had, assault charges because of it, domestic violence, things that, you're never proud of, but it's where it took me. So
Yeah, it's the whole Jekyll and Hyde thing, right? The
oh
the
yeah, for sure.
absolute darkest side of your personality that would never come out any other time. Our
Yeah.
addiction allows that to surface because it's part of our coping mechanisms and the character defects and the tools we use of manipulation to get what we need by any means necessary, right?
Oh, absolutely. And let me tell you, with manipulation, it's so easy to go into a doctor and say, "Oh, my back hurts here," And so it's not just with friends and family. I was manipulating the system as well. You know, it was
Now,
too easy for me.
in looking back, was the pain that severe that you needed that much medication?
Absolutely not. No, it wasn't. But you get to a point where you know what to say. And
Absolutely. And you
so
have and you
I
and you and your circle of friends was feeding off of your supply as well, and it made you the
yes.
center of attention, and
Mhm.
you were the cool kid in the crowd.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But no, it's led me to a lot of dark places. I remember there were many times waking up and you think, because you're when you first wake up, I mean you're sick. You have to have your fix, and you'll go
Sure.
beyond all means and measures to get it. And there's so many times when you think, just why am I doing this? Or
Did you
like,
did you tra did you transition into heroin,
nope, I
or did
didn't
you
do
or
that one.
did Okay.
Yeah, I didn't do that one.
That's a
I've
very,
done.
very common theme.
And I think that this is why, though. The only reason is because it's not as common where I live. If it was
Gotcha.
a very common, drug to abuse where I live, then I would have. That's without
Gotcha.
a doubt. I would have. Because like I said, it wasn't just one drug. You get to where you do them all. That
Absolutely.
that it was a $80,000 lawsuit. All of that went straight, cocaine, crack, pills. I've done it all.
Everything. I believe.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been that person as well, and I've
Yeah.
had settlements who've gone through a long, you think it's going to
Mhm.
last forever, and it never does. Just like you're searching for that eternal
Mm-mm.
high that never comes, and you're always chasing, 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 chasing.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: if there's someone out there now that is recovering from an injury, what advice could you give them in retrospect to where you come from to not abusing their medication and not getting strung out?
It's tough though. It's really tough because and I meet many people who do have injuries. I have many clients who have injuries, and it's tricky. It's so tricky because that's the thing with this type of stuff is like everybody feels like they're the exception. They feel like it ain't going to happen to me. So they're not mindful that it could happen. And before you know it, you are addicted. So my best advice is if you can deal without it, with especially there's medication that's not addictive. That's been proven they're not addictive. They're less, they're not as strong. But if you can deal with your pain or you find different ways of dealing with it, such as physical therapy or things like that, try that first. Like absolutely try that first because we're not the exception. Nobody's the exception,
Right.
And I just don't. That's why I always give that advice first because I don't want someone to be blindsided. It don't take long. It could take a
No.
matter of weeks, not even that long, and then you're hooked. So
Absolutely. So, how did you get? What was your absolute bottom like? What was it like at the very end? How did you find your way
well,
out?
well, I had a moment. I have two boys. And he's getting on St. Patrick's Day. He's turning 13, so that's coming up. But that kid saved me. He'll never know. He really will never know. But he was that's my pride and joy. And I just remember I was too sick to be involved. Like he was in my present, but I wasn't involved. I couldn't do it until I had my fix. I couldn't get up. I couldn't play with him. I couldn't cook for him. I couldn't do anything. And I remember many times him stating that, mommy's sick, like I had the flu or something, and
Yes.
oh, that just, it got to a point where I just couldn't do it anymore. So I recall, oh my goodness, I called myself, I called every rehab center I could find that was available to me on the internet, and I begged, I really did. I begged, and I said, if you can give me a bed. And so eventually one of them did. It took about a month, but I went to an in-house rehab. Supposed to have stayed 45 days. I only stayed 40. Do not leave early. I don't advise that, but I did.
Absolutely.
But I had to go to in-house. I had to do in-house because I had to get away,
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did. I went to in-house. I had to get away from my environment. That whole thing that they say, the people, places, things. I had to remove myself. And that's what I did. So I just got away and I got clarity. And
Good. Thank God. Thank God.
yeah, right. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was
So
rough, but it's
how much time do you have now?
6 years. Yeah,
Let's
6 years.
throw up
Yeah,
some hearts for that. 6 years.
right.
6 years.
Years.
That's
Mm.
amazing.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
That's huge.
Thank you. It's amazing. It is. I never thought. I remember a time when one day was like, there's no way, and then 3 days, and then now, 6 years in, it's unreal,
That's fantastic. So
Yeah.
do you have a belief in a higher power that helped you along? Are you?
Um,
Yeah.
that's one thing I struggled with, and I think that's something that a lot of people need to know, that your higher power. For me personally, I had to trust in my program. I had to give it all to my program. Put my faith in the program. That's my higher power, and I believe in what I'd went through, and I believed in them, and I trusted them. It was tough, but I finally got to that. And for now, I'm spiritual. I'm a
That's
spiritual
okay.
being.
It's okay.
But yeah, my higher power was my program. So
Yeah.
that's
Well,
what worked for me.
God can be a group of drunks, a group of drug addicts. It could be your
Yeah,
program. Whatever,
yeah,
whatever it is that's greater than you, more powerful
yeah,
than you, that you can feed into. So that's a powerful testimony right there. That
yeah,
you don't have to believe in quote unquote God to
yeah.
have this miracle happen for you. So
Right. It's important for people to know, because I talk to a lot of people and they say, "But I can't connect. I don't know what to do."
I
I say,
can't
"You don't
wrap my
have
I
to."
can't wrap my head around a
Yeah,
higher
yeah,
power.
yeah,
My
yeah,
son was that way too. He bought into the concept of nature. Whatever
right,
controlled nature. The way the world was. What he
yeah,
couldn't actually put a label on it. Since that
yeah,
point though, he's transitioned into believing in a higher power. But there has to be a starting point so people still know that it works, and it won't.
absolutely.
And once that clarity comes, then we can buy into more concepts and ideas and start believing in ourselves. Truly
Oh,
believe in that.
absolutely. Yeah, me too. Yeah. I mean, and my story is actually my family story is very interesting, because my story could show. There's three. We know this. We know there's three ways that you can go. You can, you know, you know. Unfortunately, It's recovery. You can either get in recovery. You either end up in jail, right,
Or you
or
die.
you die. And so absolutely. So my family story actually is a perfect example of that. The same year that I went into rehab, I have my older brother. Oh, I love my older brother. He was like my hero, and he still is. But the same year I went into rehab, my brother went into prison. Well, he went to jail. He's serving 18 years right now, and it's a case of drugs and partying gone wrong.
Yes.
But it's just a perfect example, though. I went into recovery, I went into treatment, found recovery. He was not fortunate enough to find that at the time. He went into jail. He went into prison, institutions.
Mm-hmm.
So it's perfect. I mean, same year, almost the same. I mean, real close, like a month apart.
Yeah.
So
Well, you have led a blessed life, and
I have.
you've actually you've transformed into this glowing, beautiful, intelligent, articulate woman, and
Thank you.
you're an amazing testimony to what recovery can do for anyone out there,
Yeah.
and um, you're also a college student. What else you got going on in your life
Oh
today?
my goodness. Let's see. I am actually graduating with my bachelor's in social work in 56 days. Yeah, yeah, 56
Bachelor's
days.
degree.
Yes, and I'm excited. And then, but now listen, I'm not done. I'm going to take a little break, and then I'm going to jump straight into my master's, and I'm just going to keep going.
What's your
Yeah.
goal?
My goal is, well, PhD. Right? Yeah.
What is the school of? Uh, what's your coursework? What's your
Oh,
degree?
it's social work. It's all social work, and I have a minor of chemical dependency. So my major is social work with a chemical dependency minor. Yeah, here in less than 2 months, I'll be a CADC, certified alcohol and drug counselor. And I'm just going to keep going. I have hopes. I have a long-term goal, and I'm going to open my own in-house rehab because they're very limited where I come from.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of them. You have a lot of outpatient and
You can do
things
that.
like
You
that.
can you can do that, especially you. You can do that.
Easy. I'm so doing that. Yeah.
If you stay clean and sober, you can do and be anything you want.
Right? Absolutely. I agree. You know, and another thing is like, oh gosh, I actually want to bring awareness to my field right now, the peer support specialist field, because it's so important. There's
It
not
is.
there's not enough of them. There's really not. And let me tell you, and I want to tell you why though, is because a lot of my clients come to me and they say, I enjoy talking to you because you treat me like I'm human.
Oh, yeah.
Think about that for a minute, because
Yeah.
you treat me like I'm human. And so, and you, someone who's been there in those shoes, is so much easier to see that and see people for people, not the actions that they've done, and you know what I
Right.
mean.
You see
So,
that you able to see that person underneath all of that guilt,
yeah,
shame, remorse,
oh,
the
absolutely,
baggage, you know,
yeah,
the you know, the people that create these problems, and create the chaos and the collateral damage, that's not who we are at our core. Everything
mm-mm.
is drug and alcohol motivated. It's that obsession of the mind and
Yeah,
that craving. I gotta have more. I gotta have more.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So if somebody is if there's someone out there that is on the fence, maybe you're making this look really attractive, Amy. This recovery
Yeah.
thing. Okay,
Oh,
so
good.
if somebody's on the fence, what words of encouragement can you give them to give recovery a shot?
You know, that's one of the things is that in recovery, a lot of people have people who attempt recovery. Okay, I just want to start by saying this. A lot of people attempt recovery, and they're told this fabulous story, right? Said, okay, now if you get in recovery, your life is going to be fantastic. It's going to be wonderful. It's not going to be hard anymore. You hear that a lot, and gosh, and you'll find that listen, yeah, life is good. Life is good, right? It's not much easier, but the thing is you have clarity, right? And so, I tell people all the time, listen, you got to take the first step. First off, take that step, and then once you do, you got to put in the work, and it's so worth it. Oh my gosh, it's so worth it.
So put a plan together with somebody that's knowledgeable. Reach out to
Absolutely.
someone like you in your position as a peer support specialist. Look, say, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
fucked up. I'm fucked up. I need
Yeah.
help. I can't find my way
Absolutely.
out. I can't stop.
Yeah.
Help
You
me.
have to.
If someone has the courage to admit that they are broken and they can't stop using drugs, there are people like us that felt exactly like that. And,
Mm-hmm.
and, and we lived and breathed for that next one and dealt
Yeah.
with the consequences as they come because we
Yeah.
were trying to be high the next day, and it just eased the pain of all of the horrors of it. And no one has to live like that. We want to impress that upon everyone. If you're out there and you're struggling, you're in a relapse, please find someone to talk to because there is a way out. There is a way out, and life is
Absolutely.
so much
Yeah.
better. And our problem solving skills are so much better when we have that clarity, and we can actually stop making that baggage stop creating the baggage, deal with the baggage you got, and life gets a lot easier.
Oh, absolutely. And don't stop. If you do, life is hard, man. And if you get knocked on your ass, get back up, shake it off. Don't stop, don't give up. Just keep going back.
Because
Eventually it'll pay
yeah,
off.
we chased our drugs very, very hard. We chased the people
Yeah.
having the drugs very, very hard. We put in a phenomenal amount of work to stay high. We can put in the same
Mhm.
amount of work to stay clean and sober, I think.
Oh, absolutely. We can. Yeah. It's worth it. Mhm.
there anything else you want to touch on?
Oh gosh, I think we're good. If you,
Good.
I think we're
Hey,
good. I just,
I want to put this out there to anyone watching that has their own social media platform. Amy would be a fantastic guest, and she is also open to doing more lives like this because
yeah,
we need powerful voices that have overcome
yeah,
those seemingly insurmountable odds to have a life of purpose and destiny. And
yeah.
you are a walking, talking miracle. You're a testimony to what
Thank
just
you.
putting down the drinks and the drug, what hard work can do, and once you have that clarity and you start working towards life goals,
Yeah.
you can have more goals that
Mhm.
support the other goals and have a career, and overcome the legal problems, the relationship issues, being a poor parent, being in jail, whatever. People can
Mhm.
move past that, but there has to be a jumping off point, and reaching out for help is the very first step.
Yeah, and keep setting goals too. Once you set a goal and you reach it, set another goal. That's very important. Um,
Go through the comments
oh,
real quick, and if there's anything that you want to, you people, friends that are on here checking you out and giving you encouragement, go through and look at them.
I will.
Can you see the comments?
Let's see. I can't right now. I can't see them.
Can you swipe the screen one way or the other, and the comments will come up?
Oh, there they are. Okay, yeah.
Well, good thing they've been off this whole time.
Yeah, because then I'd be like, oh, hell,
You have done a phenomenal job for your first live, and it's been an honor to have you. It's been an
Yeah.
honor to get to know you. I'd like to have you back again. We can talk about a topic, anything that's going on.
Anytime.
What is happening in your I forgot to touch on this. What are you seeing in your community as far as the addiction issues? Is it transitioning from one to another? What are the relevant issues in your community?
It is. It is. It used to be well, and it still is. It used to be an opiate addiction problem, and now I see it turning more into a lot of meth use,
That's
and
right, Michael.
it's
Meth.
yeah, meth, and it's really bad. It's taken over, honestly.
Mm.
So yeah, it's hard to watch.
Do you see a lot of people with dual diagnosis?
Oh, absolutely. I think
You think it
honestly, I think
goes hand in hand? Is it the same?
that's yeah, that's hand in hand, just like depression or anything with addiction. It's all hand in hand, you know. Um,
I see you, Shay Sassano. Shay has Slang and Hope Radio. Shay, Amy would be a great guest for you and Jessica on Slang and Hope. I'm just kind of throwing it out there.
yeah.
Uh, she's a
Hey,
great guest.
Shay.
She's very knowledgeable. She's got
Yeah.
6 years. Amy comes from Eastern Kentucky in the mountains in the coal mining town. Your community is being
Yeah.
ravaged as well as every other community, and
Yeah.
you're a outstanding role model and example of what recovery can be if you put the work
Thank
in.
you.
Do
Thank
you
you.
have
And
any? Go ahead.
I just want to say, and you too, because you're taking the initiative to put stories that people who make it, like who's coming through, and you're putting that out there, and that's a big deal. Because when you turn on the TV and the news or the newspapers and stuff like that, you always see the negative. You never see the
Yes.
good, and we need to see more of the good. So I appreciate you doing that as well.
Well,
That's a big deal.
you're one of the good ones for sure, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more of you. You looking forward to more videos. I'll be sharing that video again, and thank you for participating in the Never Alone video challenge. That was
Oh,
really
you're
good
welcome.
too.
That was cool. Yeah, you're welcome.
So, would anybody you want to give a shout out to? Anybody, or do you have any social media platforms you're using for your message you're putting out? You're just using your personal page, or what does that
I'm
look
using
like?
my personal. I have another one too. It's called I just created a page. It's called Silence is Overrated, which that tells it all. So
Add me
kind of
to
be
it.
the yeah. And anybody who wants to check it out, get on there. You know, add it, be the voice. You know, speak up in recovery. You know, because it's possible.
That's my hashtag. Stand up, speak out, and you're standing up and you're speaking out, and you're allowing people. You're being vulnerable, and that's so important. And I think
Mm-hmm.
it's helping you. It's going to help you grow professionally because
Yeah,
you know sharing your demons with other people that are in the midst of their own it's so powerful. It's such a powerful
I
tool,
agree.
and you're touching a lot of lives, not just with this live video, but on a daily basis in your community. So
Yeah.
I give you props. Thank you for doing that. Thank you
Thank
for what you're doing for our
you.
community. Also, I'll let you know I gave your contact information to my friend Mac Mullings in Kansas City, Missouri. He's got Rise Above
Yeah.
Radio. He'll be
Mhm.
contacting you. You'll be a
He did. He
fantastic
hit.
guest for him.
Yeah. He hit me
That's
up
my dude.
already. No.
That's my
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I'll
I,
be hitting you up too, Mac. Don't worry.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. I like plugging good people in with other good people, and that's
Yeah.
we need unity as best as we can get in our community. We have to love and support each other no matter what.
Yeah.
And congratulations on your 6 years in recovery.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your upcoming bachelor's degree.
Yes.
Congratulations on your job in your community. And just please keep up the great work. Thank you for being here on the Survivor
All
Series with
right.
us.
Thank you for having me.
I'll talk to you soon, okay? Good night,
All
everybody. Thank
right.
you for being here. And I'm Higgy. This is Amy Combs, and we're out.